Okay, I guess we'll start out with a bit of a commentary here. See how far it goes before I run out of intelligent comments. Anyway, this is Christmas Eve. The scenery was pretty outstanding in the morning. Well, actually, for the whole day. It's the first real sunny morning we've had for several days. The past few mornings have been really thick, heavy fog, and it continued all day. Poor visibility. So it wasn't much weather for photography, still or video or flying drones. I did take the drone up earlier this morning, and it was okay, but it was a little too early, and the light was not great. So later on, well, I say 11 o'clock, I'm going to throw some in here later on and show you just how it looked. The lighting was excellent. It's perfectly still. Great blue sky. The only problem was the perennial shaky camera syndrome ever since that little crash incident I had a while back. The camera is not quite what it should be. Most of the time it's okay, but every now and then it'll get the shakes, and I try to edit those parts out of the video. Anyway, what I'm doing here is putting a bit of chop out for the cattle, and you're going to see here in a minute or maybe right now, they are not here. When I picked the drone up right around sunrise, they of course got scared and took off from the feeding area, and they gradually worked their way up into the northwest field. You can actually see them on the early drone video, and they stayed up there for quite some time, but they were back by 11 o'clock when I took the drone up for the second time, and of course they took off again, so I got a little bit of video of them. Actually, they kept on going, even though I got ahead of them with the drone. They were determined to go up northwest into the bush area where they think they're safe, so we let them go. Anyway, I did a little bit of GoPro shooting here out in the woods north of the house and around the yard. The heavy frost scenery was really outstanding, and that blue sky and sunshine really adds to it. Lots of deep snow. We are way ahead of last year at this time. Christmas Day last year was basically bare ground. The sheltered areas and yards had some snow and packed ice buildup, but fields and roads were basically bare. So this year we got more like a normal snowfall, I would call it. I didn't stop to measure the snow depth here in this quiet sheltered area, but it would be a good spot to measure because the wind never gets in here to blow it into drifts. So anyway, I was still able to walk, so I don't think it was anywhere near knee deep, but getting up there. And of course it settled over time. So I continued meandering my way down through the old maple hedge, past the hay rake, and in a minute here we're going to see, when I get out into the direct sunlight, we're going to see the south view of the yard, and from there, yeah, I guess I'll be strolling through the yard towards the shed, and then we'll get up in the air and see what that looks like. Just climbing this little hill here on the south side of the yard. Gonna have a closer look at the house from the south view. Up ahead there we got the Century Shack, the old original homestead shack built in 1903. And beside it My big old lawn ornament tractor, 1530 McCormick Deering. You've probably seen that in a few videos before. Heavy going back there in the deep snow. Okay, now we got some good walking here. It's pretty heavy going back there in the deep snow. And from here on, I cleared it with the snowblower a couple of days ago, so it's good going. Well, I guess I better wrap this one up. I don't want to push my luck too far. This laptop already shut down once during the editing process. Luckily, the program saved what I was working on. I didn't have to do it all over again because that would have been really aggravating. But anyway, it's together. I've cut it down to a manageable size, still close to 10 minutes long. Got a little bit of drone video to finish up here, and you'll see the cattle strolling out into the field to get away from the drone, even though it was ahead of them. So, yeah, this could be the last video for 2024, unless something more important comes along worth videoing. I might possibly get around to putting together a year-end review. I'll see how inspired I feel, whether I think it's worth putting one together. So that may or may not happen. So for now, I'll say thanks for watching, and thanks for the comments and the likes. And okay, see you next video on the Roosty 6 channel.